I'm Joel Gamoran. I am the head chef and founder here at Homemade, and I am beyond over the moon excited for today's class. We're making a smoked mustard chicken, and when I mean smoked, I mean we're legitimately smoking this chicken. So the first step is to go get a couple of chicken breasts from the store, really simple, and then grab some either grainy mustard or Dijon mustard and just kind of paint the chicken, all right, all over. We're gonna add a little bit of salt over the top and a little bit of pepper. So we're doing this on both sides. Beautiful. And then we're gonna just let this sit for a second, and we're gonna talk about the smoke. 2 ingredients. You're not gonna eat these ingredients, but it's gonna flavor it. So first is tea leaves. And the second ingredient is rice. You basically just mix them up. So grab a little bit of brown rice, put it in a bowl, take a little bit of the tea leaves, put that in the bowl too, and you just kind of mix it up. Now the tea leaves are gonna create smoke. The brown rice is gonna kind of temper it so it doesn't burn. I take this mixture, I put it on the bottom of a wok. Here is prior to the smoke, and these are all warm from smoking the chicken. So you kind of start it on high heat, smoke will start, and then you turn it down to medium. And at that point, you take your chicken and you can either put it on a rack or a little piece of tin foil with holes popped into it right over this rice. And I wanted to show you guys what that looks like. So this is like super lightly smoked chicken. I know it looks kind of similar to raw, but if you got really close to it, it's actually quite white on top. At this point, my cast iron has kind of warmed up. I'm on a medium high heat, like a 6 or 7 out of 10. And I'm gonna grab just a little bit of olive oil. When you're cooking with IBD, you kind of want to think about not just dredging thing in fat, right? We talked about fat before. And I'm gonna take this lightly smoked chicken. Now you can kind of see the other side. It's almost cooked, like on one side because of that smoke. And I'm just gonna sear it down, just lay it on down. And I'm gonna let that cook for about 4 minutes per side. Chicken searing, let's get going on the salsa verde. So I have a mortar and pestle. I'm gonna start with a clove of garlic. Garlic in, a little pinch of salt. Guys, I'm giving the chicken a quick flip. Super light sear. We can always flip it back. All right, garlic's in, capers. A nice tablespoon of capers into that garlic. And I'm kind of mashing each stage up by itself until you have a nice little paste like this. Next up, anchovies. The oil itself, I want you to kind of save if you can. So just get in there with like a little fork or something and fish out the actual anchovy itself. We're gonna do like 2 little pieces here of anchovy. So I'm gonna mash that up. Guys, I flipped this chicken once. I'm gonna flip it one more time because I'm not happy with this brown. So I'm gonna go one more time, but you can see this other side got really nice. See how fast the other side goes? And the first side takes a second. I'm gonna grab some tops of fresh parsley, handful of that, rip it in. I got some basil, I got some fresh mint, and then I just want you to get in there again and bash it up. So we're getting a nice paste. Now we just gotta punch it up. You can squeeze a little lemon, but I want something to kind of pop. So I've got some red wine vin. So add that in there and just kind of start moving that around. And then good extra virgin olive oil. And just kind of go until it flows. I want to hold this up so you guys can see it. Look at this. That is fresh salsa verde. We're going to take out the chicken here in a second. I think one of the biggest questions I get in the world is how do you know if your chicken is cooked? Grab a thermometer. Always insert it into the thickest part. And we are looking for kind of that 160 to 165. 165 is when it should be done, but you can take it off at 160 because it kind of carries over. We're at about 145. So we're kind of almost there. I'm gonna give it one last flip. You can see there's no sugar, there's no honey. It got this beautiful sear because of the cast iron, but also that mustard kind of builds a crust, which is so delicious. I'm gonna now take this chicken out right on a board. These are just smoked at home, stunning, crispy chicken breasts. All right, so I let the chicken rest for just a little bit, just so the juices settle. And what I do is when I cut chicken breast, I don't just go down. I kind of put my knife on a slant. And with long strides, I start cutting this chicken. Oh my gosh. And then you grab some of this salsa verde. And you don't have to really hold back. I mean, this is just, oh, look at this. It's just so bright. And you just kind of drizzle anywhere and everywhere. And I like to do it even off the plate, right? Like, or off the chicken, so people can kind of drag their chicken through. But you bring this to the table, and it's just like a joy. It's just one of those things where it just makes people so happy. I like things a little spicy, so I have a little bit of chili flakes. Totally up to you. But around the plate there, it just adds a little color. And what you have is the most awesome quick smoked chicken breast with salsa verde, totally gut friendly.